Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review, specifically another WrestleMania review. This week I told you we are looking at all the matches, all matches that we're reviewing this week, I should say, are from WrestleMania 36, and so this one is next up on the chopping block, and admittedly, out of the three matches I had this week for review, this one, watching it, maybe not necessarily reviewing it, because now I get to vent some of my frustrations, but in terms of watching it for the purpose of review, I'll be honest, this one I was looking forward to the least. But I figured we'd probably get out of the way, and this is a match that we're looking at now, because we're going to look at another match later on in 2020 between these two, so this one is going to be kind of a utility review in a way, something similar we've done on the channel previously. So, you know what? In present day 2025, Adam Copeland may have been putting on a boring stinker against Jon Moxley at Revolution, but who knew that 5 years earlier he kind of did the same thing with Randy Orton. I'm of course talking about WrestleMania 36 Night 2 this time. I'm as Edge battles Randy Orton in a last man standing match. So, as always, I am not professional wrestling reviewer or analyst or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, which sadly was not here. And it's unfortunate because this one had quite a bit of build to it. But let's see where they went wrong and let's get into it. Now, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already have an idea of how this works. But if you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. So, starting with what I liked, admittedly, there were kind of a couple of cool moments, and hence not a whole lot in this match, and that's part of the reason why I think this match crashes and burns. But especially, but there was a couple cool moments. Edge hanging off the metal grate thing above the table and dropping the elbow on Randy was kind of cool. Randy lining up the punt on Edge just for Edge to hit the spear on top of the bus thing, I guess, was nice. And Edge hanging off like the top bar of the weight rack, kind of like monkey bars, to hit the weight back into Randy Orton as they were brawling all around the Performance Center. Or yes, this was that WrestleMania, but that was cool, I guess. Yes, and the concerto at the end, Edge getting his revenge on Randy Orton, who did the same thing to him in the duration of this feud. That was a nice little way to end off the match. I should probably mention how we got here. So Edge had returned at the Royal Rumble earlier that year, the 2020 Royal Rumble. He came back from an injury that a lot of people thought he was going to be retired permanently from. We kind of got seeds of it last year because the previous year because he speared Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam, but then this year Edge officially made his return he and Randy Orton had a segment. Randy Orton suggested getting rated RKO back together one more time, but it turned out to be a ruse as Randy hit the RKO on Edge, took him out with the concerto, then pretty much went crazy in the next couple weeks. Like he took out Beth Phoenix with an RKO. I believe it was around this time where he went into the room with Ric Flair and a couple other legends. I forget exactly who, and then turned off the lights. He had the night vision goggles. He turned off the lights and attacked the legend. And admittedly, that was kind of a cool moment. So it's supposed to culminate in this match here. Edge eventually came back, attacked Orton and everything. So it's supposed to blow off in this big, very big fight, knockdown, drag out fight feel. That's supposed to be this super uber intense physical battle, and you kind of get the idea that's what they were going for. But unfortunately, and I guess this is where we get into the dislikes, the match really falls short. This match is pretty boring, and it's agonizingly long. If you want to do a brawl, a brawl style of match, like a last man standing, or I guess a more apt comparison would be there's a couple. The first is the Boneyard match, I guess, as that we just reviewed earlier this week. So if you haven't already, go check out that review. A match like that, or conversely, another match with like an empty arena would be the empty arena match between The Rock and Mankind at Halftime Heat 1999, something like that. But I think where those matches very much succeed is, first of all, those matches were fun, but also they didn't overstay their welcome. They weren't agonizingly, brutally long. They got in, did what they needed to do, and got out of there, and had a lot of cool, creative moments. Definitely not so in this match. Like, this match was 36 grueling minute hits, and honestly, I don't do this often, and I do, like, when I see like the times for the matches on like the wiki and stuff, I kind of take them at face value, and kind of just go along with it, because obviously there's people that keep up with that kind of thing, like the timekeepers and the very observant viewers who update the Wikipedia. But this one I might have to question, because it definitely felt way longer than 30 minutes. This honestly felt closer to like 45 to 50 minutes. Like, this match was very long and drawn out, and was pretty dull. Like, it was a series of hit, maybe do one or two cool moments, and walk to the next area, hit again, walk, hit again, walk. At least with like Rock and Mankind, going back to the Halftime Heat match, the empty arena brawl match at Halftime Heat, or you know what I mean. Going back to that match, at least they were talking trash to each other. There was a couple cool, like, funny moments, such as especially in the end when Mankind pinned down The Rock with like the forklift, and them talking trash, really taking advantage of the fact that there was no crowd, and thus they were able to hear the dialogue. And I feel like having no crowd, so you're able to hear everything, I feel like can either help or hinder a match, and we saw, and I think around this time we saw plenty of examples of both, but I think in this match it really hindered, because you had some trash talk between Edge and Randy Orton, but then you also had a majority of the time just being like the groaning and the wheezing of both Edge and Orton, and then like the panting and stuff, as they were kind of getting tired and kind of getting winded and stuff like that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that for 30 minutes. It's like say some interesting stuff, talk violently to each other, something. Like it feels like so much dead air for so long with almost nothing happening. They definitely, I will say, if Edge and Randy Orton had their Fitbits on, they definitely got their 15,000 steps in for the day. Which, on that note, I definitely should get a new Fitbit at some point. I had one, lost mine, and I gotta get a new one. But they definitely got their 15,000 steps in for the day. But yeah, it was very, very dull. It's a match that definitely should have been cut way shorter, or at the very least, if you're gonna go the long route, Mike, if you're going to go the long route when it comes to a match, first of all, don't have it be this long. This was way too long. But also, have it be some fun, interesting action. Have them really fight. Have them really go after each other. And you get the vibe, and you get that was supposed to be like the vibe. That was supposed to be the feeling. It was supposed to be this big, dramatic thing. This big, dramatic knockdown, drag out fight. But sadly, it just wasn't. It wasn't. And like the intent that they had behind the match and what they were trying to get across within the confines of the match isn't really what we got. Like, there's a very big difference between what they were setting up versus what we got, and it feels like if they cut it way shorter or had way more interesting action, it wouldn't feel so agonizingly long. But unfortunately, it did. It for sure did. And it made for a very dull and uninteresting match. But how will they do when we get to when we get to Backlash 2020, if you haven't guessed already, that's the match, aka the greatest wrestling match ever. Or we'll find out. But that is for another time. As for this review, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications. Every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments what your thoughts on the match, my review. Did you like the match? Did you like my review of the match? Let me know. Oh, and it's even more unfortunate because I do, and look, don't get me wrong, I do love both guys. I love Randy Orton. I love Edge. I was hype when Edge came back. During this time when he came back from his injury, we never thought we'd see Edge again. And to Edge's credit, he would go on to have some solid matches later on in this kind of return career, and it's kind of return to WWE. They had return to in-ring competition during this time. The triple threat at Mania 37 was pretty good. His matches against Seth Rollins were pretty good, but not so much this match. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.